I'm Suzanna Kaye. I'm with Spark Organizing, and today I wanted to take a moment to tell you about the digital to file folder, which for me has been life-changing. I love this, and I'm not the type of person who's really good at finishing a project and then filing everything. It's just not how I roll, and I wish I did, but I'm generally moving a lot faster. I'm moving way too fast in my life for that. So in order to keep myself organized, I started to use a to file folder within Dropbox. Now, the purpose of the to file folder is to capture things for later, because later on you should be able to bulk, sort, and file these things. So what I mean is you dump the file into to file, and then you sort it out later and file it in the right place. It sounds kind of clunky. That's why we're on a screen share today, and I'm trying this out because I really wanted to show you how it works, because it's actually really easy, and I think most of my clients that I've worked with have loved this. So I'm going to pull up Finder. Now I use a Mac. This works the same on a PC. I also happen to be working within Dropbox. If you use Google Drive or if you use Box, it all works the same. But generally, you set up a file just called to file in your main folder system. Now, this to file folder is where you will save all the files that you don't immediately organize into the right place in your digital filing system. And I pretty much dump everything that I want to actually keep in my to file folder. Now, the key to this is having a good, strong file name. So what I mean by a good, strong file name, you've heard me talk about how I do a file name that has sort of a keyword dump. Anything that I might search for when I'm looking for the document, I use in the file name, and I just dump every single keyword that I can think of that I might search for. Now, if I'm going to do a bulk sorting and filing later, then I'm also going to add some tags at the end of this file name. So for example, with this one that I just highlighted, I did my beginning keyword dump here, and then these last three words, Spark, Legal, and Setup, are actually the tags to help me file them later, because they will be filed in the Spark folder in the subfolders Legal and Setup. And that's where these are going to get filed. So for an example, here's another one. This is a still photo from a Fox News video I did. And I did all my keyword dumps here. And then finally, Spark, Marketing, and Photos, because those are the folders that they're going to end up in. Let me show you how this works in action, though. For example, let's search legal, and we're going to search in the to file. And you see only the files that are tagged with legal are showing up. So I can do a quick dump, and I will admit I'm really lazy with this. I could go through and change the settings in my search criteria here to add multiple words to file into each subfolder. I don't do that. I keep it super simple, and I'm going to take all of them and then go over to my legal folder and just dump them in. Once they're in my legal folder, then I can do a really quick second sort. It's not hard at all. I can either do a second sort by finding all of my setup files within the legal folder, and these are going to show me my setup files, and I can drag them really quickly. Now they're in that legal folder within setup. Or I could even, if there aren't that many, a lot of times I'll just drag them really quickly one off and file them right in the file folders they need to go. Every once in a great while, your brain dump may have come up with a word that's going to pull things in that don't belong there. For example, this one, for some reason, it pulls in this script. So it's simple. You just drag it right back out back into the to file folder. And all you do is you just keep doing that over and over for each of these keywords, and you'll see that the folder gets smaller and smaller as you start doing this with multiple folders. So that's how you get your to file folder emptied and things filed into folders. As you're going, you can create folders. If you find that there are certain types of documents that you have a lot of, that might justify adding a new folder. You can also add some subfolders. I say don't go too deep into subfolders. I try not to go more than just a couple deep. As you notice, like legal, I just go straight into one set of subfolders within legal, so I'm not going through an entire maze. It gets really difficult to remember where you stored things and to go through 10 levels of folders. So keep it super simple. Don't do too many subfolders, go for the broad categories, but if there is a need and you do have a lot of something, that's a great time to add a folder. And through your to file folder, that's what's going to tell you if you even need one. Now, the other type of document that I have a lot in my to file folder might be something that I want to sort by a date. For example, my bank statements. For example, here, I have my bank statements, and you see that each one starts with the year, then the month, and if I ever need it, I can also have a day before it even goes into the description of what it is. Now, these are not my real bank account ending numbers, but this shows you a little bit about how I organize my bank statements. So I can do a quick drag and drop of all of these. They're probably going to be chunked together in my to file folder already. And if they're not, I can do a quick search for BOA statement and they'll all come up. I can drag and drop them to the right folder that I would need. So for here, I might do a financial folder. And then within there, I would just drop everything. And what I would probably also do is I would have a new folder for checking and a new folder for savings. Oops. So when I have them in the appropriate spot, they will be sorted by date, which is really nice. Oops. Now you see what happened here? I accidentally was in the savings folder. You want to be in the folder you want to search in. So let's try that again. In the financials folder, we can move our savings out, and what we'll be left with are the checking. All of these will be the checking. And I can quickly drag and dump, and they just pulled those out of my to file folder. They're no longer cluttered in that folder. When I go up here, they're all sorted by date in chronological order. So super easy to find exactly what I need. Now, you might think that going back through all of your files sounds like a huge job in order to rename them and refile them. And as I mentioned before, I am lazy. So I don't really like to create more work than I need. What I generally do is I start from today. So moving forward, create your to file folder, start using really strong file names with the filing tags at the end, and move forward from today on and create this system. As you pull up old documents that you find that you need, you can start naming them with the stronger file names, change their names, dump them into file so that they get sorted into the new system. And then everything that's active will eventually get pulled out of the old system and put into the new system. And anything that never is was not that relevant anyways. It's super old archive. It can just kind of fizzle and die in the old system until you get around to either purging or moving it off the computer onto an external drive. And a year or two from now, you're going to have such a strong file system that you can quickly find absolutely anything you need, that if you start from today, in a year or two, your future self is going to thank you. You're just going to be so excited that you did it. I'm excited that I did it a couple of years ago because, as I mentioned, this totally changed my life. And yeah, I guess I could be called lazy or I could be called a smarty, depending on who you ask, Ruth. Well, I hope that you found this helpful. You can join me every week here on the Spark Organizing Facebook page at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also check me out on YouTube and view all of the old Spark Lives as well as any other videos I've done. Just go to YouTube and search Suzanna Kaye Home Organizer and you will find me. Well, that's all for this week. Super short, super sweet, and getting you out on your way. I will see you soon. Have a beautiful day. I love you.